Okay, okay. All right, guys. You can stop hounding me with questions, okay? The truth is coming out. You guys been asking me left and right. Where's Nelson at? When's Nelson coming back? Blah, 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 blah. Are y'all still cool? Relax, okay? As you see, he's back. He's going to explain where he's been. Okay, let me tell the full truth. Nobody's been asking me that. Nobody DM'd me that. I just wanted to sound cool for a minute because it sounds cool to be like people asking me stuff, but nobody was asking me. But Nelson is back, man. And if you guys have been following us for a long enough time, you realize the journey that he's been on. You remember him at Bevill State when he was, Bevill State Community College when he did his thing there. Told you guys about how he was at Columbus State and 3 years he went there. So now we're giving you a final update about where he's at, what's been going on with him. It's a quick little catch for what's been going on in his life. So if you guys been enjoying the journey so far, you're gonna love this next piece of just knowing what's been up with Nelson, where's he got going on, and a little bit of the taste about the future, what's got coming up next. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. Stay all the way to the end. It's gonna be a good treat. Yo, what's going on, man? This is the BeBall Jones podcast. I am simply a basketball trainer with a basketball podcast. My goal is to present the game to you from a different angle, educate you with a unique perspective, and also change your mindset along the way. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the episode of the BeBall Jones podcast. And it's your boy, Nelson, asking in the building. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
And I'm over here excited to hear about you, man. I'm ready to hear your story. What you got going on, man? So it's been a minute since we finally got an update on your life and told the people what's been going on, man. So give the people an update and a refresher of what's been going on your life and your career so far.
Yeah, man. So, as you can see, I'm sure our regular viewers on YouTube can notice I am in a different place than normal, than where I used to be. So, it's time for y'all to find out if you don't know already from my social medias and stuff. I have officially started my pro career um, in the country of Serbia. So I am now in Serbia in Europe. So for those who don't know Serbia, I'm going to combine Serbia and Europe into one word. For those who don't know, Serbia is in Eastern Europe. So it's in what's called the Balkans area. So like Serbia, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, all of these countries right around the same pocket of Serbia, a lot of small countries. So that's where I am now. Currently, I've already started. Been here for about 2 months now, and the season is rolling, man. So we're 7 games in here. We're currently 5-2. So that's kind of why my voice is a little funny right now. I've been doing a lot of yelling and whatnot. Also, I might be getting a little cold, but that's neither here nor there. But we are in full swing of the season, man. We've been rolling. We 5-2, then won 3 straight, 4 straight. I think we won 4 straight. So yeah, we on a good little roll right now. But yeah, man, that's kind of the big news right there, man. I've officially started my pro career. You guys have kind of already that's been watching and listening for a while know that's been the goal for a long time for me. So it's really a blessing to really finally be here and doing it and living it. So yeah, man, that's where I am now. I'm currently in Serbia in a city called Vršac. So that's VRSAC if you want to look that up. Vršac, Serbia. It's a small town, but it's nice. Like a nice little small kind of like think about like your small historic towns you drive through a lot of times back home in the south. That's kind of what it's like. It's like a small little historic town, old buildings, but nice, pretty architectural, type stuff. So it's pretty cool, man. I've been enjoying it so far. It took me a little while to adjust, but now that I've gotten adjusted, I'm kind of chilling now, and it's all about basketball. So I've been, hooping. But yeah, man, that's where we are now.
Mm. So how's it feel to finally be a pro level, man? Because like you talked about before, it's been a long time coming. We was talking about this years ago. That's why you went to Columbus State to say, I'm added to this list of guys that you got to be a pro. And now if you to finally be in that level, be in that category of guys? How does it feel now, man?
Man, it's really unbelievable. Like, even though that's been the goal for so long, when you have those long-term goals and then you finally achieve them, it's hard to believe because it's like, man, I knew I'd get here, but I thought I'd never get here. It's
Mm-hmm.
funny like that. Like, you never really you work towards something and you press forward and you just like you believe it's coming, but when you get there, it's like, dang, man, like I never thought I'd get here. I've been working for it for so long, and now I'm finally here. And it's really crazy. I think about it sometimes. I try not to dwell on it too much, but I also have my moments where I think about it and be like, man, I'm really like, number one, I'm a pro basketball player, but number two, I'm out the country, like living. I'm like living in another country playing basketball. Like a kid from Demopolis, Alabama, like a city where I had to tell other people in Alabama where it is. That's how small it is. It's like I could be in another city in Alabama and they'd be like, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Demopolis. Where's that at? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that kid is now playing basketball for a living in Europe. You know what I mean? So I think about that often, man. It's so crazy to me. And I think about it like even if obviously you want the most out of everything you do. So like I want to elevate and go to the highest level I could possibly go to and get the most out of my career. But like even if I don't, like, well, of course I believe I will, but even if I don't and it doesn't work out, it's like, dang man, I did something. You know what I mean? Like I've done more than most people will ever be able to say they have in this field of playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool, man. I'm just very happy, very blessed to be here and I made it this far and doing what I'm doing. So, no matter what happens, I just thank God for everything. And, I'm just happy to be in the space. You know what I mean?
Mm. Man, that's I think what you just talked about is the journey of getting that long term goal achieved. A lot of people can't even relate, to be real with you, because we get distracted or it feels so far away that we just don't think it's gonna happen. So I think kind of separate yourself from a lot of us, man, because you finally got there, man. So I think that's I don't know what percentage you just put yourself in, but that's a different bracket of experience you just went through, man. Because like, when did you start? Like, when did you really seriously like overseas was a thing? Was it at Bevill or was it Columbus State?
I would probably say in that summertime before picking Columbus State, because like you said, that was part of my decision to go to Columbus State. Looking at Coach Moore, I remember like it was yesterday. My sophomore year at Bevel is over and we in COVID. Because, that was the year, that was 2020 COVID, cut my whole school year off right after my season ended. Like literally when the season ended in February, we had just lost in the semifinals of the playoffs. And then that next week, the world shut down and we went home. And,
Mm,
I'm trying to figure out what school I'm going to go to next because, we don't know what's going on. We don't know how basketball is going to look, what colleges are going to do. So I remember like it was yesterday. My visit with Columbus State was on Zoom, so we did a Zoom call. Me and my mom and daddy was on Zoom with Coach Moore and Coach Butler, and they showed me the campus and stuff through pictures and a video and stuff like that. It looked real nice, all that good stuff. And they was telling me all about the school, and then a slide. It was like a whole slideshow, and then that slide came up of Cougars around the world. And it was like all of these players that he had coached that had turned pro and played overseas, and they're still playing overseas. And I was looking at it and I'm like, man, almost every year he has at least one guy go pro, almost every year. So I'm looking at the list like, dang, that's crazy that he kind of like producing pros. You know what I mean? And at that point in time, obviously I had thought about being a pro, but I had never really thought about like what it really meant to like go overseas and play basketball, be a professional. But when I looked at this list, I'm like, okay, so about one person out of here is good enough every year. So that's when I was like, okay, bet, like he can develop me into being where I want to be. And so that was part of my decision making. So that's when I really was like, okay, like I have to, this is where I can prolong my career into playing at that next level. And that was kind of my mindset going into it. Now, when I first got there, I wasn't acting like it. When I first got there, I was still kind of childish, not really thinking about the long-term goals. Obviously, I'm still working and trying to get better, but I wasn't focused. I wasn't 100% focused. But after I kind of buckled down and COVID kind of taught me a lesson that we got into in a past episode, that's when I really realized, like, okay, basketball can be kind of taken away from me at any point. So gotta play like every game is my last. Gotta work for this because I never know when it's gonna be over. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to make it last as long as possible. So, and that's how we get here, man. Is just working, acting like, yeah, man, this can be over any day, but I want it to last as long as possible. So that's how I approach the game. And now I prolong my career at least another year, and hopefully it goes on for years and years to come. And I could get the most out of it as possible. So that's the plan as of right now, man. So that's when I really thought, like, dang, like going here could help me become a professional, and I could go to another level. So
Not too long ago, I was watching. They were talking to Aaliyah Boston, and she, of course, was the rookie of the year. And they asked her, like, what was it about Dunn and about South Carolina that prepared you to be a pro? And she was like, to be real with you, when I got here, nothing really surprised me. I was like prepared for what it took to be a pro. Of course, you got to adjust to like speed of the game, certain things like that. But for the most part, she was built for the pro game. So what was it about Columbus that built you to be a pro that, okay, Coach Moore did me right when he was fussing at me about this and he was talking about this. Like, this prepared me to be a pro. What was that thing for you?
two things come to mind more than anything. Number one is honesty. And that can be kind of a good and bad thing. But the one thing I loved about Coach Moore, because I can take it. Coach Moore, there's no lies at Columbus State, is what we used to say all the time. There's no secrets. There's no secrets at Columbus State. They gonna tell you exactly how they feel about what you're doing. Now, of course, they ain't gonna be mean to you, obviously, but like they gonna tell you what's up. Like, hey man, you're not shooting the ball good. Like, hey man, don't shoot that. We don't want you to shoot that. I remember his thing with me was, Nelson, we ain't bring you here to pass. Because every now and then I used to catch the ball in the post and try to kick out to somebody open. And there wasn't always bad passing, but every now and then it'd be that turnover. You'd be like, hey, bro, we ain't bring you here to do that. So, yeah, there was no secrets. Coach Moore always told us exactly what it was. Told us what we need to work on. Told us why we weren't getting the plays or the minutes or whatever that we really wanted. He always used to tell us stuff like that. So, like, there was no secrets. Even if you was a guy at the end of the bench not touching the floor, you could be like, Coach, why am I not playing? He'd be like, these other guys in front of you better. Like, you don't do this, you don't do that. Like, he'd tell you straight up. He'd be like, you gotta get in the gym, you gotta work, and you get your opportunity, you gotta take advantage. But as of right now, from what I see, these guys in front of you better than you. So until you can change that and prove me wrong, that's how we gonna play. And as a player, you can only take that one or two ways. You can either take it positively and be like, dang, well, I appreciate your honesty. I'm going to be in the gym. I'm going to work and try to prove you wrong. Or you can take it negatively and be like, man, coach tripping. I'm from the transfer. He think these guys better than me. They ain't. This and that. And a lot of guys take that other route. But his honesty, I'm a guy that could take that because I'm a guy that's also self-aware. I know, honestly, I know if a guy better than me. I know if he not. But if he not, and you say I feel like he is, I'm going to take that in the positive route of let me prove you wrong. And that's one thing that really translates well to being a pro because it's like they sign you to be one of the guys they need. And I come in with a mindset of like anybody in here, I have to prove that I'm better than them. So that's a great mindset to have, I feel like, especially in this pro game, because it's like everybody want the money. We all want the bigger contract. We all want more. We all want to elevate. and me coming here, like another player coming in, we play the same position. We competing. Of course, we're on the same team. We want to win. Winning helps us all, but we have to earn our respect and earn our money.
Mhm.
So therefore, like the same way I was at Columbus State, like I have to prove that I'm better than the guys in my position. When I got here, I had to prove that I'm better than these guys in my league because I need the money that some of them might get. If we play in the same position and we went head to head against each other, I need to prove why I need the money over you, why I deserve the big contract over you. So every day is a grind. Like you can't show up and not be on your A game and then get exposed or guys prove that you're not who you say you are or who they thought you was. So that's number one.
Mhm.
And number two is just learning how to work on your own. Because coach was the type of coach to be like, hey man, if you want to get go back to that honesty, he was the type of coach to be like, if you want to be a really good player, you need to learn how to shoot. You need to develop a jump shot outside the perimeter. You need to be able to shoot threes. He used to tell me, my first year, it was me and a guy in front of me that started. And I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want people to be speculating and trying to say I'm dissing him or anything like that. Because that's my guy. But he was starting in front of me, and then eventually I started. Coach said, "Who's more skilled out of these two?" And everybody said the other guy. And he said, "Why do y'all think I start Nelson?" And the guy said, "Because he plays hard." And he said, "Exactly. He plays hard every night. I don't have to tell him to play hard. I don't have to tell him to do nothing. I don't have to tell him to get in the gym, this and that." Coach knew that my mindset of playing hard and working myself, getting in the gym myself, nobody had to tell me. Nobody had to be like, hey, man, you need to be getting in the gym. Nobody had to tell me that. I was in there. And now that you're a pro, nobody's really going to tell you. Because it's like, you're a professional. I expect you to work at your craft. I expect you to want to get better. Because I pay you to play basketball, so you should be trying to be good. That's how they look at it. And if you're not, then we're going to bring somebody else who is. And so that's something I have not had to change. So nowadays it's like nothing new to be in the gym longer. That's not a new thing to me. Because it's like I was in the gym anyway. I used to be working out before practice, and then I used to come back at night and shoot. There's no problem with me being in the gym longer than I already was. So that was another thing Columbus State gave me, because it's like they didn't have to teach me that. Coach told me what I need to work on. I said, bet. Worked on it. By the end of my time there, I was a good shooter.
Mm.
Shot 40% from three. Coach told me you need to be able to handle the ball a little bit more if we're going to trust you. By the time I got there, I could handle the ball on the perimeter and not lose it, not turn it over. I'm not saying I was no point guard, but I could dribble the ball and not be like, I could actually like dribble the ball and look for something and get something out of nothing. You know what I mean? So those
Mhm.
are the things, man. Like knowing how to work on your own, that's another thing. So I like Leah Boston said it right. Like I wasn't surprised by much. I knew I'd be in the gym more, longer. Obviously, you got to adjust to the game and the speed, and obviously, the play style over here, because the play style in Europe and America is very different. But all those things gonna happen. But other stuff about working and being in the gym, that it's not new. It's something you should be ready for.
Mm. Explain some of that difference. Like, what was the biggest adjustment for you in your game from Columbus State to Serbia?
Well, the number one difference is I play the four over here, so I'm no longer playing center. I'm playing power forward full time. Like I'm never playing center over here for real. But I'm playing power forward full time now. So with that being said, I'm on the perimeter a good bit. I'm not posting up nearly as much, and I still got to set screens and roll and all that good stuff. So it's a lot of that still going on. But I'm on the perimeter a lot. I'll be in the corner for the three a lot, all that good stuff. But one of the biggest differences, play style wise, is so much movement, so much action. Like there's plays where we might set four screens in one play. You know what I mean? Like we're constantly moving, and then I have a coach that wants that. Like I have that type of coach that he wants ball movement, he wants motion. He don't want stagnant. He doesn't want one-on-one play, none of that. And Moore was good for a one-on-one. Coach Moore was a coach that gave his best players freedom. Like his best
Mhm.
scores could just get a screen, flat screen at the top of the key, and go to work. We're not doing that here. None of that. So
Mhm.
he want a lot of motion, a lot of ball movement, all that good stuff. So that's a big difference. And also now, like my role here, I'm guarding the best player. And on offense, I still do the dirty work and stuff that I normally do. But offensively, now a lot of times I catch the ball and I'm looking like, okay, let me read the defense, see who the open man is. Because like you said, you want ball movement. At first, I wasn't doing that. At first, I was kind of getting the ball like, okay, how can I try to get to the rim? Now I catch the ball and I'm like, okay, let me look at the defense. This man in the corner should be open. I hit him, and it's a tray ball. He loved it. He loved that. Like if you can like let's say I pick and short roll, they hit me about the free throw line. I take one dribble, make my man guard, and kick to the corner, and then that man in the corner make the extra pass to the wing, and he shoot the three. Oh my god, my coach over the moon. That's the kind of stuff he loved, man. So I really had to learn how to like read the defense a little bit better as far as like rotations and stuff. So like now I might catch the ball and drive a closeout, and I'm not thinking let's just get to the rim. I'm thinking like, okay, what the defense gonna do? And sometimes that means I can get to the rim, but I look and see what's the defense gonna do, who's gonna be open man, and let me see if I can make them, play me. And I take one dribble. If they don't move, I take two dribbles. If they stop me, corner, tray ball. And then, on the pro level, guys hit that shot more than that, at Columbus State. Not say they
Mhm.
could shoot, but you know what I mean? These pros are going to hit that open three a lot more often. So that's a big thing for me, too. I'm like, oh, dang, these boys hitting. So now they kind of make you more willing to pass at the same time, too, because it's like, oh, he going to make that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So that's some of the biggest difference, man. The motion, the ball movement, the speed of the game is not as bad as people might make it seem over here because these guys not super fast, but they are super smart. Like these are smart basketball players. They have great fundamentals, almost like what we say about the women's game in America. Like man, they have great fundamentals. They're smart. The tactics are really good. That's over here because over here they're not nearly as fast and athletic as we are in America. So they have to use those tactics and stuff to get the shots that they want. There's not as many like scores as we have in America, like guards that can just purely score. They don't have a whole lot of those here. Therefore, they have to use tactics and motion and stuff to score. They need a good offense. So you see a lot of good game plans and stuff like that over here. So that's another difference because they don't have that God given ability to just like get the ball flat screen at the top and get a bucket. Everybody can't do that over here. So we got to set 3-4 screens and have some movement off the ball and some motion. So those are the main differences play style wise.
So far, have you viewed the NBA a little bit differently, or like the overseas players you see in the league? Do you look at them a little bit differently too now that you got a taste of the overseas life?
A little bit, actually, I do. I look at the NBA a little bit differently. Like I look at great passers a lot differently now because I find myself with the opportunities like to have to pass more and I have to read it right. If I don't, it's a turnover. Because these guys just they smart, like I said. So like you make the wrong read, you gonna turn it over. Like they gonna steal it. So and I'm a guy on defense. I play great defense. I'm making those steals. So it's a lot of the steals and stuff that I get because like it's a lot of pick and roll, obviously. That pick and roll and the way we guard, they said a pick and roll at the top of the key on the wing. The lowest man on the backside is supposed to be in the charge. Charge meaning like nearly under the basket to stop the roll. So I'm supposed to like stop the roll, man, when he does that. When that jump happens, man, oh my god, I feel like a safety in the NFL. When that jump happens, I'm already in position because I'm gonna be in help. That's just my natural instinct. I'm in help and I'm looking like this, and I hide behind the big man because the big man already big, obviously. So I'm ducked down like this, and they try to hit that roll, and I'm jumping through that like this. Still, let's go. We run it. Let's do it. So you make the wrong read, I promise you they're gonna steal it. Because guys know what you want. They done seen the film. They know they done watched you play. They know what you're trying to get to. So you got to be able to think on the fly and react. So sometimes I catch the ball on the roll. Like if I set the screen and roll, and I know somebody coming to hill. As soon as I roll, I catch the ball looking like where did this dude come from? Because that man gonna be open.
Mm.
So like one time I caught it in a man, like just like we did, the backside man came and stopped me. I caught it. I faked at his man, and then a dude on that side dropped to stop that pass, and I threw it to his man. Trey ball. And so I look at great passers a lot differently now because I'm like, dang, you doing this every time. Like you really look at every time, like, okay, and you making the right decision. That jump hard.
Mm-hmm.
That jump is hard. Chris Paul, guys like that. Tyrese Halliburton.
Yep.
I'm like, dang, boy, you doing this every time. You making the right read 90, 95% of the time. I love to play with you. So, yeah, that's kind of how I look at it.
Now you see I got so much love for great passes, man. Like this is my this is one of my things within the game, man. When you see a great passer, of course you got the highlight stuff that go crazy, but it's like sometimes the simple stuff they get overlooked. I'm like, that's a dime, bro. Like for you to manipulate and see that, I'm like, oh snap! Like, so welcome to the club, brother, of the affinity of passing, man.
Man, I love a good pass. I've always loved a good passing anyway, but now I just look at the reads differently. Like, dang, he made a great read, not just a great pass. He made a great read. It's a different thinking. And now, like over here, you got to think of ways to cheat. You got to really think of ways to cheat the defense. Like, okay, this is what they expect. Let's throw a little wrinkle in there, and we're gonna get them. And these guys do that a lot. They be knowing what they do that in practice all the time. They really be cheating because they know the plays. They know we know what the play is, so they throw little wrinkles in there to keep us honest and get easier shots. So now I just started doing that. So I remember one time we working on different screen like coverages. So we hard hedge screens. So at this point in time, we working on hard hedging and we doubling. So the big, the center come up, sets the screen, the 5-man that's on defense, him and that guard like hard hedge into a double team. So now we got our hands on doubling. And then, we just play out of rotate the right way. We know the rotations, but we working on them. So it's like, okay, we're gonna double off the screen and rotate, play. That's the whole drill. So I'm on offense. I'm on the wing, right? I'm on the wing. The guard came off the screen. They doubled. I told my other guard, well, I guess at the time he was playing the 3. Excuse me. He was in the corner. So before the play started, I said, next time when he come off, you come up and I'm going to go down. Like I'm going to cut and you come up to the wing. He said, okay. That jump happened. He came off the screen. They doubled. I said, go, go, go. I sprinted down. He come up to the wing. They hit the big, right, who just came off the short roll. As soon as he came off the short roll, I'm wide open under the basket. Why? Because the man guarding him is the only person that can help. He's supposed to be in rotation to help. But now I just sent him up. So either he going to go with him and stop him or he going to go with me and leave him open for a 3. You can't do both. And so he went with him, left me, dunk. And I said, hey, boy, I know what I'm talking about every now and then. You know what I mean? Every now and then, I know what I'm talking about. So you learn a lot of different ways to beat the defense over here because it's like, okay, this is good defense. How can we beat that? Like, we got to throw wrinkles in there like, okay, we can't just keep doing the same thing because they're going to get used to it and know what's going on. How can we beat that? So that's kind of what you learn, too, because it's like, man, you keep doing the same thing, your offense is going to get real hard to run in a little while. So, and we ain't got a lot of guys that, like I said, we ain't got a lot of guys that just go break somebody down and get a bucket. That's not the question for most of these guys. So you need to run some offense. So that's part of it, man. You just got to make it work. Got to make it happen.
Yeah, that's that iron sharpens iron, man. That everybody loves the quote, but they don't like truly dig into it for real, to where they get sharpened. Because you get a level of complacency. It's like you think you're doing work, you think you're doing good, and you think you progressing, but it's like, you ain't really doing too much to really take that next step. And that, like you said, that's just a small wrinkle to force you to be sharpened, man. So I think it's fun to hear that too. Like you get to that place and you have to elevate. You get to that place and you're forced to get better. And at that point, it's either you sink or swim. You feel me? Because ain't nobody coming to throw you no lifeboat, nobody throw you no raft or nothing, bro. It's either you step up to the plate and get to our level of play, or you can pack your bags and go back home. Like that's the position
Thanks.
you in. So um, I know all the fans and supporters are definitely happy to hear you adjusting, man, and that you enjoying the experience, man. But before you get out of here, you got anything else you want to let the people know about your experience over there? Any more updates?
Um, Let me think. Those of y'all on YouTube, like y'all see me drinking this water. This is a regular brand of water over here called Rosa. I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds. Sit at home. I want y'all to think about how much this big bottle of water costs. All right, you got your answer. All right, so it really costs 50 cents American. So things over here kind of cheap. So I've been living.
Dang.
I mean, I'm not living great. I mean, our apartment's cool, but it's pretty cheap over here. So it's cool. It's cool to see a cheap country. Like, dang, what this cost that? Not at home.
Mhm.
And then they be like, how much does it cost in America? I'll be like, you don't want to know. It's hard, boy. But also another thing I want to let y'all know. Fun fact: for my basketball heads here would already know this, but Serbia is where Nikola Jokic is from. So this is his home country. He's from North Serbia. I'm kind of farther south. So where he's from, his hometown is like 2 or 3 hours away. So they told me, it ain't like I know the land or nothing, but they told me that. But his family, so like his father or something, or like his family, let's just say, they own one of the teams in our league because this is the top league in Serbia. Like as far as just in Serbia, this is the number one league. So his family owns one of the teams in our league. And so we're gonna actually play against them and stuff. They're called Team Joker. Ironic, makes sense. So that's kind of cool. Not like Nikola Jokic gonna be at the game or nothing, because obviously he got his own games to play. But we'll be playing against his team though. So I think that's a cool little thing, and hopefully hopefully we gonna beat them. And then one day, hopefully, I meet Nikola Jokic, so I can tell him like, "Hey, yeah, man, I played against your team in Serbia. Yeah, we got him up out of here." But yeah, that's a little dream of mine that I have now. It's like one day I'll meet Nikola Jokic and I can tell him we beat his team in Serbia, and I was part of that. So,
Mm.
but yeah, man, that's it, man. Y'all just pray for your boy, keep me in your thoughts and stuff, man. I just want to stay safe, hoop, make my money, go home. That's all I want. I just want to go home. How Nikola Jokic in them interviews be like, yeah, I gotta go home and stuff. I'll be feeling that
Mhm.
now because I'll be like, man, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. But that's pretty much it, dog.
Yeah, man. I know everybody's happy to hear and see that for you, man. And I think it's been a long time coming. So to finally see it come to life, we had to talk about it on the podcast at some point, man. So it's definitely dope to see that you finally hit this milestone, man. And of course, we're gonna wish you a happy, long, very financially prosperous and game wise too. A good career,
Mm.
man. So y'all keep me in thoughts and prayers, man. Just keep tuning in for the podcast. We're gonna give you little updates of how the season's been going, how's he been playing, everything. So don't feel like we shortchanging you guys. We going it's a long season, guys. It's okay. We got you, man. We're gonna take care of you. So this is just a little introduction, a little appetizer to get you guys set for what's been going on in his life and his career, man. But we got a lot more coming for you soon. But you can't know what's going on if you're not subscribed. You feel me? You're gonna miss out on all the updates if you're not subscribed. So if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and like it and share. Share it with a friend or something. But mainly subscribe is number one, first and foremost. If you're on Apple, you're on Spotify, same thing. Subscribe, like it, show some love, 5 stars only, because that's what we do over here. And follow me on social media, BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the other good stuff. I'm over there somewhere. Follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter/X. And we'll drop the links below. And every Friday, got the Soup Gems. Do your thing over there, man. It's a little mental game, a little mental how-tos, a little inspiration, a little thought process changing to get you going about your day, help you change your game. If you can change your mindset, you can change your game. You feel me? So I think that's it. I think I covered everything, all the housekeeping things. Progress is the only goal. Just want to throw that in there for no reason. And that's it, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. See you next week.